Hi, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel, Travel to Money. In this video, I want to talk about how we often could save a lot of money if we overcame the fear of what we don't know. I'm going to show you several different things that I learned from watching YouTube videos, because in this day and age, we have so much education at our fingertips. If you are new here, I have created this channel to help you learn about how to travel, adventure, and have fun on the road to financial independence. I have traveled the world, paid off a house in Spain, and I've made big moves toward financial independence. I believe that the road to financial freedom can and should be fun. I hope that you'll subscribe and join me on this journey, no matter where you are starting from. I grew up in the hill country of Texas, and I was always very interested in helping my dad as he worked on projects around the house. We also remodeled part of one house that we had, built an addition onto the house, and then when we had a new house built years later, we took on a lot of the projects ourselves to keep the cost of the home build to a minimum. I learned a lot during those years. I've done everything from framing, putting up sheetrock, tiling floors, painting inside and out, and even doing a bit of laying shingles on a roof. I didn't always learn every process from start to finish, but I would be given a tool and told to do a specific thing. Back in 2015, I bought my first home. One day, we were in the middle of a downpour of rain, and I noticed that water was dripping from my bedroom ceiling. I started to Google roof repair, and my heart nearly stopped when I saw the prices for roof repair or replacement. I called my dad, who knows how to do just about everything, and explained to him what was happening with my roof. He said, well, go to Lowe's or Home Depot, buy a can of tar and a trowel, and then try to see if you can figure out where the leak is coming from. You just want to put the tar over that area, and that should do the trick. He told me I could even climb up and do it in the rain because the tar wouldn't need to dry first. I was dumbfounded. I don't know why I thought it would be so much more complex than that. So I did what my dad said. I bought some tar and a trowel. I climbed up on my roof and I put tar over the different areas where I thought the water might be coming from. It took me a few rainstorms to get all of the leaks figured out, but I did it, and it cost me less than $20. Joseph Campbell said, "Fear of the unknown is our greatest fear. Many of us would enter a tiger's lair before we would enter a dark cave." While caution is a useful instinct, we lose many opportunities and much of the adventure of life if we fail to support the curious explorer within us. I know that may sound a little on the deep side, but I believe that is true about many things. We are afraid to try because we are afraid of what we don't know. I can't tell you how many times myself or my friends have paid people to do things that we could have done ourselves, all because of fear. Fear of what we didn't know. And I believe this is something that we can all work to change, especially with so much education at our fingertips. YouTube has made a massive impact and will continue to, as we all watch videos like these to learn something new or see something we've never seen before. Now, I'm not saying that you should do everything yourself and never pay another person to do anything, but there are so many educational resources available to help you learn how to do your own maintenance. Let me tell you about some things I've done by myself, thanks to YouTube videos that taught me how. When I bought that first home of mine, I ordered a new washer and dryer. I had no idea that dryers can be made with two different kinds of prong outlets. Apparently, the old standard was 3-prong outlets, but now the standard for new construction is 4-prong outlets. So the house I bought had a 3-prong outlet in the wall, and the dryer I purchased had a 4-prong outlet. By watching a YouTube video and ordering the proper parts, I converted the dryer cord to be a 3-prong so that it would match the outlet in my wall. I'll be honest, after following the instructions and getting everything into place, I was very nervous to start the dryer. I was afraid something might explode, so I put a glove on and stood at a distance with a broom to press the start button. Just as I hoped, the dryer worked fine and I never had a problem with it. This was my first time working on something electrical, which I had always avoided in the past, but I gained a lot of confidence knowing if I just follow the directions, I am just as capable as anyone else who is given the same steps. From what I've read online, this would have cost me $300 to $500 if I had to hire an electrician. Instead, it only cost me around $15 for the new cord. I mentioned the leak in my roof that I repaired with some tar. I had a couple of other leaks that followed, and I began to be worried about the age of the roof. I had a roof with only a very slight slant, and it had what is called rolled roofing. It's kind of like a massive roll of shingle. I began to do some research and I just didn't have the money to end up paying $10,000 or more to have my roof repaired. After doing some Googling and watching YouTube videos, I learned about something called elastomeric roofing. It is basically a liquid coating that is durable and has a highly elastic membrane when it dries. It is also white, so it works as a coolant, helping to reduce the cost of electric bills. You can buy different levels of quality that come with 5, 7, or 10-year warranties. I thought this was the perfect way to save my roof without having to pay thousands of dollars. After doing even more research, I found that some builders would use rolls of fiberglass weave to make the coating even stronger. The way it works is you use a paint roller to lay down your first coat of elastomeric coating. While it is still wet, you roll the fiberglass weave out on top of the coating. Then you go back over the weave with more of the elastomeric coating. Adding the fiberglass weave made it a bit more expensive and made for quite a bit more work, but it added years of life to this roof. If I had to do it over again, I might have just painted a coat or two of the elastomeric coating without the weave, because dipping a paint roller and rolling the ground is about as easy as it gets and still provides years of protection. I did this project all by myself. It was a lot of work and it took me several days, but I felt so empowered. I couldn't carry the 5-gallon buckets up the ladder, so I would first pour some out into a smaller bucket and carry that up each time. You just have to find small solutions to make it work for you. That project was by far one of the hardest I have ever taken on alone, but it also saved me thousands of dollars and put off a full roof replacement for several years. A few years later, I was having a problem with my car, a 2012 Volkswagen CC. The spark plugs and coils needed to be replaced. The only time I had ever worked on a car was fixing a leak I had in an old Jeep Wrangler nearly 20 years beforehand. Cars are not something that I know a lot about, and newer cars can be especially intimidating because of all of the technology that goes into them. I found an incredibly helpful YouTube video that was professionally made where they teach you exactly how to replace your coils and spark plugs, and it was specific to my model car. Not only that, but they had a link that directed you to a website where you could purchase a kit that had everything you would need for the repair. Not only did it have all of the spark plugs and coils, but it also had all of the tools needed for the replacement. I ordered the kit, and a few days later, I replayed the YouTube video, pausing between each step, and within 30 minutes, I had replaced my own spark plugs and coils. Again, I felt so empowered. Obviously, there are a lot of things out there that require more skill than just a step-by-step tutorial on YouTube, but I would argue that most people spend money paying other people to do things that they could have easily done themselves if they had just done a YouTube or Google search. If you are working hard toward financial independence, I would encourage you to start asking yourself if you are paying for things that you could be doing yourself, especially if it is something that comes out of the blue and you don't know a lot about the process. Before you call someone that you don't even know to give you a quote, Just take a little time to research and see if it is something that you could easily learn to do yourself. You might just learn something new and have a little fun at the same time. I love the Chinese proverb that says, "Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere." Do you know of simple solutions that many other people don't know about and often pay too much money for? Tell me about it in the comments. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to join me every Sunday where travel and adventure build financial freedom. I can't wait to see where your dreams will take you.